The OS carries this phone so hard. Today we're going to be taking a look if the iPhone 5S is usable in 2026. Now this specific model I've got right here has, yeah, it's definitely got some like dings and scratches on it, and that's because I bought it from an untested lot on eBay, and you know, that day I figured out the real definition behind untested. It really just means buy my broken shit. Because every iPhone 5S in that lot had an iCloud lock, including this one. And apparently I got scammed on some website paying to unlock it when there's a free tool, so I'm just a sucker. But let's reset the iPhone, see if we can log in with our Apple ID still, and, you know, just see if it's usable today. Okay, so it just refuses to reset? Alright, I guess we'll just use it from here then. So, the iPhone 5S came out back in 2013, and at first glance it kind of just looks like an iPhone 5, right? But you got biometrics, you've got the new chip inside of it, it's actually kind of a huge upgrade. Especially when you look at the Apple A7 on this thing, because going from 32-bit with the iPhone 5 to 64-bit with the iPhone 5S, it enabled a gigantic performance leap, and you're gonna see it's gonna help us out today when we try to use, like, modern apps on this. One other thing I want to quickly cover is the iOS version this thing's running, iOS 12. Now, to give you a bit of background, the iPhone X just launched on iOS 11, and it was just insanely buggy. So Apple, like, you know, they buckled themselves down, they, like, focused on making iOS 12 just, like, the most bug-free, smoothest iOS ever, and damn it, dude, it paid off. This is a very smooth phone for its age. At least when it comes to stuff developed by Apple. Third parties, it might be a different story. But first off, I want to take a look at Safari and how that performs, even though, you know, we're kind of already inside of it. How long do you think it'll take to load the Apple homepage? 7 seconds, and I mean, I guess the website looks a little broken here. I gotta admit, that's a little disappointing. I was expecting this website to be fully functional, but you know, then again, this is a web browser from 2018. But if all you need to do is just make simple web searches, this phone still got you covered. It actually still works with the AI overview as well, which I really wasn't expecting. When it comes to phone calls, one guy in my iPhone 5 video I did take a look at that device, they actually said anything before the iPhone 6 doesn't support voice over LTE. So you might be saying, hey, you know what, I don't really need voice over LTE, I could just make calls over the network, right? No, not really. You kind of need a 3G network to do that, and in America, they're just kind of, you know, dead. I do think your mobile data still works on this thing, you just can't make and take calls if you don't have a 3G network available. So if you live in a different part of the world that still has those towers available, you know, your experience may vary. But thankfully, when it comes to texting on an iPhone, pretty much everybody uses iMessage, and, you know, that still works, right? iMessage activation. What? An error occurred during activation? Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's because of the iCloud lock I bypassed. Man, I got ripped off so hard on eBay, but, just to clarify, iMessage does still work on the iPhone 5S, because I tried it on the 5 and I tried it on the 5S last year, and it still worked on both. Let's go, Apple. Way to be a carbon neutral company when you like artificially block devices like this, making them e-waste. Oh, but you got Mother Earth in an advertisement though. That makes it fine. So iMessage can work, but what about AirDrop when we're sharing some photos? And even though these two different versions of iOS, 12 and 26, are 7 years apart, they can still AirDrop to each other. Dude, I can't hold that thing anymore. That's another thing that I like about the iPhone 5S, just the one-handedness of it. There is another iPhone out there that has similar ergonomics, but I'll talk about it later. For now, let's check out the camera. It's kind of really funny looking back at how small the iPhone cameras used to be, but we're packing an 8 megapixel sensor on this thing, and it can shoot video at a max of 1080p 30 FPS. Wait, there's HDR support when you're taking pictures on this thing? That's actually pretty sick. The pictures do come in a bit grainier than I was expecting, but still a pretty decent end result. The video quality seems to be much clearer on this phone though, and it just looks great. So when it comes to the built-in Apple stuff on the phone, I'd say it's actually still pretty good. You know, aside from me being screwed with the iCloud lock, but now we're gonna take a look at what third parties do with this device today with apps from the App Store. Okay, what do we got here? Now trending, play these popular games, and it's, oh, okay, just game 1. I think we'll have better luck with the apps page here. Okay, nope, this is broken too. Alright, App Store, you win. I'll type on the tiny keyboard. I don't think any one of these apps are being updated anymore, so we're going to be downloading the last compatible version and seeing, you know, if we could still log into them, use the app today, and, you know, if the app doesn't crash. That's what I'm actually looking for. Oh yeah, when you try to install an app that you've never gotten on your Apple ID before, you get an error saying, oh, you need to update to iOS 15 or later, but you can't do it on this phone, so to bypass it, you have to download it on a newer iPhone and then re-download it on here, which kind of defeats the point of using this old phone today, but whatever. And one day later, I have all the apps installed I want to test out, so the first off, we may as well go with the bare minimum and see if Facebook still works. And it does seem like we can log in, and honestly, it's kind of weird not getting like the 15 pop-ups asking, hey, can we collect your data? And the performance for this app is actually surprisingly smooth, because whenever you try to load a new post, it only takes like, what, 1 second, and the app is actually still smooth when it's loading. I know that sounds like a word salad, but There's two types of slow phones. One, you've got the one that just takes an extra second to load, and it's fine. But then, you've got the phones that stutter and like slow the entire thing to- I can't stand those. So naturally, let's force the phone to stutter by playing some Roblox. Please upgrade. Your version of Roblox is out of date and will not work properly. Oh, there's our issue. The update requires iOS 13.0. Oh well, it's kind of disappointing we can't play Roblox, but we got a bunch of other games. So next up, let's take a look at YouTube. Update okay, really? This one too? I mean, earlier Safari was working pretty well, so we might be able to actually watch YouTube on that. 10 seconds to load the homepage. Not that bad, actually. Is that a child? After clicking on that thumbnail, the YouTube video only takes 7 seconds to load, which, again, pretty impressive for this hardware. Along with the video playback at 360p, but 360p isn't really a challenge for anything, so why don't we try 720p 60? Huh, okay, that's new. I've never seen this inside of like an old Safari browser on Apple devices, but apparently something on YouTube's side, they're just blocking it to 360p on the device. You know what? I bet Google's doing this on purpose, so you have to download Chrome on these older devices. Oh, okay, yeah, even inside Chrome, it's still locked at 360p, so it's YouTube's fault. I wonder if music apps will work still, though. Even though we're able to log into a Google account, actually looking at stuff on YouTube Music, it's not gonna work. So that means Spotify's gotta be broken, right? At first, it seems like the app is working, and I'm just having a skill issue here with entering my password, but I got Bitwarden, like, side by side, comparing the two, and yeah, no, my password works, it's not letting me in. So out of the first 5 apps, only one has worked. I don't think Clash of Clans is gonna be any different, right? Oh yeah, cool, updates available. Don't fall for the rage bait, Roblox pulled the same thing. Now, I'm pretty confident that Discord will work when it comes to like texting and sending messages, but recently Discord like ended support for calling on older devices, so I don't know if this got cut off. When it comes to the performance, the app is a tiny bit sluggish, but not unusable. Will we be able to make a voice call though? Ah, oh, damn it, we got the DM, that means it won't work. For every call on Discord now, you need end-to-end encryption, which isn't supported by this client, so I find it kind of funny how yeah, you can't connect to a call on this client, because it just doesn't support end-to-end encryption. Anyone else kind of find it funny how they're like, oh, we're doing this for your security, it's totally not to push you onto newer clients where we could spy on you better, but when it comes to persona and storing your IDs for age verification, oh, who cares, just leak that on the internet. Hope you go bankrupt, Discord. Anyways, rant aside, let's take a look at TikTok. Your app is about to crash? What? Okay, first time I'm seeing this. Oh, okay, didn't help at all. So yeah, weirdest thing, TikTok just crashes on the iPhone 5S. I genuinely think this is the first phone that I've had TikTok not work on. Okay, wow, yeah, out of 8 apps, I wasn't expecting only 2 to work, but can we at least get like a playable experience out of Minecraft? Oh no, when the menu runs like this, you know you're in for a fun time. After waiting a minute to get into the menu to create a world, we get a message saying this device is no longer supported. Yeah, no I kind of take back my complaints about the performance inside the menu though, because once I let it load for like a good 2 minutes, it's actually kind of snappy. Now when it comes to the performance when you're actually inside of a game, it's okay aside from a bit of stutter here and there. It's actually surprisingly not unplayable, but I think the bigger issue when it comes to the 5S is just that your thumbs are going to be blocking the entire game. We're on a grand total of 3 apps working, so will Instagram be able to add to that? Just like Facebook, the homepage actually has pretty good performance, but what about the Reels? That's also really smooth, but when reading the comments in Reels, the images don't show up, and based on the source material, thank God. After that, let's check out Twitter. Alright, yeah, we got another app that doesn't work. When I try to log in, I just say, oh, it couldn't be authenticated. Only 3 social media apps. Alright, let's check out Clash Royale next. Okay, that one immediately crashes, so I guess we'll just move on to Gmail. And even though YouTube Music didn't, somehow Gmail does still work on the iPhone 5S. But to be honest, it wouldn't even really matter if it didn't, because you can just use the native iOS mail app on this thing and log into your Gmail that way. I was even able to get my Gmail working on the iPhone 2G with that method, so just keep that in mind if you're using an older iPhone. Okay, what about the PS app? Welcome to PlayStation app. Sign in, and okay, it just immediately breaks. We're getting an error with unauthorized client. Okay, well, that's the end of that. Now it's time for our last app. Let's see if Twitch works on this. And to my surprise, Twitch actually works. It's pretty of course it doesn't work, okay? When I try to log in, I just get, oops, something went wrong. So add it to the pile, or sorry, mountain of apps that don't work. So that's the iPhone 5S in 2026. Now, you've probably figured it out just by watching, but yeah, not a lot works on this phone anymore. Out of every social media app here, Facebook, Discord, Instagram, and Gmail worked, and you don't even need Gmail, so I'm really only counting 3. And the phone aspect of the iPhone 5S isn't even really there anymore with the shutdown of 3G networks, so In my opinion, if you want something like this form factor, you're really just better off going with the first gen iPhone SE, mainly because it got up to iOS 15, supports voice over LTE, NFC, and it's just the newer iPhone. I've got to give the iPhone 5S credit for one thing though. When it comes to actually running the apps on the phone, not being like hard blocked by like a support limit, they actually run pretty well on here. Well, thanks for watching, and let me know down in the comments, so what other Android and iPhones do you want me to take a look at next? Alright, I'll see you later.